Hey guys, Steven here with More Weight Fitness, and today I want to help you blow up your bench. Bench is one of the most popular exercises in the gym, but is rarely performed properly without guidance. I can't tell you how many times I've had a client get a personal record on day one just from showing them how to set up properly. Just a note, this setup is for beginner to intermediate benchers. There are more advanced setups that I will teach in later videos, but this is a great place to start. So here is your 7-step guide broken down into 2 phases. First, make sure the bar is at the proper height. When you unrack the empty bar, you should have minimal clearance so that you waste as little energy as possible on the unrack. Grip width will vary on bench press, but most of my male clients grip the bar somewhere between pinky on the ring and middle finger on the ring. And most of my female clients grip the bar somewhere between pinky just inside the ring and ring finger on the ring. To determine the best grip for you, pay attention to what happens on very difficult reps. If your sticking point is below the halfway point closer to your chest, your grip might be a little bit too wide. If it is above the halfway point closer to your lockout, your grip might be too narrow. Grip the bar deep in the palm, squeezing it tight. This step is key. Start by making sure that your upper traps are as sticky as possible by wearing a snug t-shirt instead of a tank, and if possible, chalk your upper traps to make them as grippy as possible. After taking your grip, with your hips up in the air, scoot back until the bar is hovering over your nose or mouth. This will reduce the distance you have to bring the bar out on the unrack. Your shoulders should now be stuck in position so they don't slide when you're getting into your arch. Lastly, make sure your shoulder blades are retracted and, more importantly, anti-shrugged. Get your shoulders as far away from your ears as possible. This will keep your shoulders happy and your press efficient. Leg drive is essential to the bench press. To be honest, when performed properly, the bench press feels more like a full body exercise than just an upper body one. Bench press without leg drive is like squatting without a brace. You won't be stable while you're pressing, and energy will be wasted with squirming and gyrations. Everyone's seen this guy. To get leg drive, bring your feet back until you almost can't place your heels on the ground and widen them a touch. Then, the last step of the setup phase is to barely touch your butt to the bench as far back as you can on the bench and keep it there. By barely touching your butt and staying precisely there, your legs will be providing maximum stability throughout your press without your butt coming up. A quick note on arching. Arching is not bad for your back. When you arch your back, you are actually putting space in between your intervertebral discs. During the press, the force from the bar is going through your arms and shoulders, not your spine. Yes, an extreme arch might be less than optimal, but don't whine about bench arch being bad for your back if the form on your squat or deadlift is questionable. Unrack the bar and bring it out just a touch. During your setup, you should make sure that you don't have to bring the bar out too far. Before bringing the bar out at all, get a big breath of air, reaching up with your chest towards the bar, reducing the bar to chest gap. This not only reduces your range of motion, making for a bigger press, but turns almost into a decline press, which also makes for a bigger press. Before bringing the bar down, tuck your chin and lock your eyes onto the bar's landing pad, which is at the base of your pecs or slightly lower. If you're staring at the ceiling, how could you possibly find the bar's landing pad? This is gonna seem super random, but follow me. In the movie Hitch, Hitch is teaching his client Albert Brenneman how to kiss a girl. He explicitly tells him only to go 90% of the distance to her lips and wait for her to go the final 10%. He restated, don't go the whole 100. We all know how it ends though. While role-playing, Albert kisses Will Smith's character because he didn't follow instructions. he went the whole 100. Okay, this is how kissing applies to the bench. Don't let the bar go 100% of the distance to your chest. When bringing the bar down, actively reach up with your chest towards the bar and close the gap as much as possible, like your chest has been waiting its whole life to unite with the bar. Trust me, this little step of reaching up with your chest as you're bringing the bar down is massive and it will pay off quickly. On the way down, make sure your elbows stay stacked under your wrists. This will prevent elbow flaring on the way down, which puts a huge strain on the shoulders. All right, time to press. After a light tap and go, keep those legs drilled into the floor and push the bench away. Of course, you're pushing the bar up, but instead, if you think push the bench away, you will stay tight and maintain your back position. This seems like a silly cue, but trust me, when you get stuck on the way up, think push the bench away. On the way up, once the bar is about halfway up, start pushing it backwards towards the rack a few inches. If you simply draw a straight line on the way up, you'll have a much harder time locking out on a heavy bench. Pushing the bar back on the way up and slightly flaring your elbows out towards the end will give you a much easier lockout. I hope this bench press guide helps you lift more weight, and I'll see you in the next video.